You can be a victim of your life or the master of it. How about it? Fire it up this morning. Hopefully you guys are again taking in these messages. It's not by accident that you're here on the call. It's not by accident that you're hearing this type of stuff. This is where our minds need to be to go off and design the life that we want. Anything that you want to make happen, you can make happen. And it all starts right here with the mindset. That's the theme. That's the theme of this thing. If we can change our thinking, we can change our life. If you can get to the place where you can have a belief system and a work ethic and just a mindset of going to get what you want, your life will change, right? Your life will change regardless of the circumstances, regardless of the outcomes or the things that you see in life, regardless of any of those things. If you inside can have the mindset that, hey, if I can see that, I can go make that thing happen. If I have the vision, if God planted it in my mind, I can go have that in my hand. If that is how you think about things, you will have it. Your life will change. Your life will change. Some of the things that you might have heard in there in the beginning talked about having an aggressive mindset. We use that word aggressive. Sometimes it has a negative connotation to it, right? About being aggressive. But an aggressive mindset literally just means that you're willing to push through obstacles. You're willing to force your way and fight your way to your goals, to your dreams. He said in there, you got to run after your dreams. How many of y'all are running after your dreams? Like you see it and you're just running after it. You're getting after it. Or the other side of things, if we don't have that aggressive mindset, as soon as that obstacle hits, we stop running. We run into that obstacle. We run into that brick wall. We run into that thing and then we chill out. We sink back. Hopefully that's not what how we've been operating. Hopefully we have that aggressive mindset that continues to say, you know what? If it is to be, it's up to me. I'm going to push through this thing. You can expect obstacles to happen, ladies and gentlemen. Like again, it's an expectation. You've heard me say this 1,000 times. Life doesn't get easier. We get stronger or not. It's your choice. But life does not get easier. Obstacles do not stop. If that is your wish or your hope, where it's like, man, one day I just hope it gets easier. I just hope that life doesn't keep throwing me these obstacles. Well, that's not going to happen. You have to just prepare for the obstacles, and you prepare with your mindset. You prepare to get through them mentally. That's where most of the people, the masses, the people that are around us, they aren't there mentally to fight through. They hit an obstacle and it becomes too hard. I think back, right? There's a lady that I know that was about to come into business with us. And she was like, I'm gonna be a millionaire. Like, I know I am. It's gonna happen. Da da da. And she hit one obstacle and she quit. She hit what, like literally within a week, she hit one obstacle and she was out of there. Why? Because mentally, like people have hopes and they wish for things, but mentally, they're not there to continue to push through. So that's the mindset you guys got to have. That's the mindset that I encourage you to continue to push for, that aggressive mindset that fights through obstacles and runs after your goals. More importantly, just know when you have a setback, there's a saying, when you have a setback, that's a setup for a comeback. Right? When you have a setback, that's a setup for a comeback. So you got to know it's all about coming back. It's all about how you respond to things. That old saying, get knocked down 7, stand up 8. Well, that's the truth when it comes to fighting after your goals and dreams. That's the way that this works. You got to continue to fight. You got to be a comeback artist, as it says in our text here. You got to be a comeback artist. You got to know, all right, I had a little setback. I had something happen to me financially. I had something happen in my health. I had something happen in my family. Something in my circumstances didn't turn out the way I wanted to, but you know what? It's time to come back. It's time to do it again. It's time to do it again. That becomes the life that you live. Just saying, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do it again. And never get knocked down again. Every time you get knocked down, you're picking yourself right back up and going after it. That's how we chase after our goals, run after our dreams. It's by continuing to do the work. And you have to have a mindset of that. You have to have a mindset of that. So here's what it says in our text of 177 mental toughness secrets of the world class. It says number 28 says champions are comeback artists. It says when Donald Trump was $9 billion in debt in the early 90s, did you really believe he was washed up for good? After Lance Armstrong survived cancer, did anyone really think he wouldn't race again? How about Christopher Reeve? Did anyone really bet against him making an international impact to help people with spinal cord injuries once he made the decision to do it? There's an old saying among the world class, a bet against a champion is a bad bet. Say that again. A bet against a champion is a bad bet. I couldn't agree more. Amateurs quickly become demoralized by setbacks and defeat and quietly slink back into their comfort zones. Professional performers know that large-scale success is based on a series of comebacks. They believe that setbacks are setups for comebacks. Amateurs often make the mistake of counting professionals out when things get tough. The average person grossly underestimates the level of mental toughness that champion possesses. The great ones will come back out of nowhere just when everyone has counted them out. Emotionally speaking, they don't really understand the concept of giving up. I don't mean this as an insult. They understand how quickly, they understand how to quit intellectually, but emotionally, they have been hardwired through years of world-class programming to focus on a vision and persevere at any cost. This is why rock-solid character is critical to this group. The only thing that can stop this speeding locomotive from its destination is the potential harm or destruction of others. The great ones never sacrifice people for success. The upper class is so ego-driven, they often run over anyone who gets in their way. The world class, guided by their spirit-based consciousness, will only proceed towards their vision if their actions are fair to all parties concerned. Once this has been established, the champions fail again and again, yet continue coming back for more. On the physical plane, we call this perseverance. On the mental plane, we call this toughness. On the spiritual plane, we call this artistry. Nothing can stop you once you're headed in the right direction and you understand that these setbacks are setups for comebacks. It says professional performers know that large-scale success is based on a series of comebacks. Most people think that their life just one straight shot. Once I'm headed towards the top, I'm just going straight to the top. That's not the way it works. It's not the way it works. You're heading up, you're heading back down. Then you're heading back up again. Then you're heading back down. That's the way life is. So you have to get used to it, ladies and gentlemen. These things have to become normal to you. It's normal when you have a setback. It's normal when things don't go your way. Like, this is normal. It says amateurs are the ones that think that they get demoralized when they have a setback. They sink right back into that comfort zone. That can't be us. You have to know that these setbacks are going to come. It's how you handle it. It's how you push through it. It's how you persevere through it. It's where your mindset is going through it. That's the difference, right? Says in scripture, right? This life will bring you trials. It's the way that it goes. That's the way that this life is. I want everyone to just understand that part of it. Because once you understand that part, then you know how to overcome it. You overcome it through your mental, right? You overcome it through how you think about things, through what's going on in your head. The only things you can control are your actions and your attitude. You can't control anything else in this life. You can't control what other people do. You can't control how other people respond to you. You can't control any of the environmental things, the financial markets, losing your job, none of that stuff. You can't control any of it. But you can control your attitude. You can control what your thoughts are and how you think about a situation and the story you attach to that situation and what you replay in your mind. You can control that. I know you might not think you always can, but remember, you can take your thoughts into captivity. You can grab those thoughts and be like, no, I don't agree with that thought. I'm going to throw that out. And your thoughts create then your attitude, your emotional state, how you go through life. So you can control your attitude. And the other thing you can control is your actions. What you do on a daily basis, what you read, what you listen to, how you interact with people, your work, the time that you have, the 24 hours in the day that you have, the actions, you can control those things. Everything outside of that, you can't control. So you have to understand, again, that as you go through this process of chasing after your dream, of designing the life that you want, the setbacks will come. Some of you may be facing some right now. You may be going through a challenging season in your life. You may have just had a setback. These mini financial setbacks. We talk about it a lot, again, on the money side of things, these mini financial setbacks. You get up a little bit, you get a little bit of savings, and then you need 4 tires. You get in a car accident. You got to pay all that money, right? You get back up, you have a little bit more money, something starts happening, something else breaks. Somebody else needs the money. Like, that's just the setbacks financially, the small setbacks. Same thing happens in your health. Same thing happens in your relationships. In all the areas you're striving to get better, that is the nature of life. So how are you getting through it? You got to get through it in the right mindset. You got to understand that you're not going to quit. What do we talk about in the beginning? That aggressive mindset. Aggressive is not bad in this sense. Aggressive is not negative in this sense. Aggressive is, I'm willing to proceed. I'm willing to persevere. I'm willing to push through the obstacles that come my way. I know that there are challenges. I'm not going to sink back into my comfort zone. I'm not going to get demoralized. I'm not going to say, woe is me. Why is this happening to me? Why can't I catch a break? Why is my life this way? I'm not going to say those things, because that puts you in a state of what's the word I'm looking for? I just had it on my tongue. Victim. There we go. Victim. Being a victim. Right? If you say woe is me and all those things, that's being in a state of that victim mindset. You're not a victim, right? You're a victor. You have victory. You can grow. You can learn. You can push past. You can master your life. So that's why we have to change the way we think about things. And that's really the journey of this life, ladies and gentlemen. That's the journey. It's understanding that no one's going to be able to stop someone with a mindset that says, I'm going to come back. I'm going to push through. I'm going to get knocked down 7, get up 8. That has to become the way you operate your life. It's the way you operate your life. This quote here from Eric Worre says, I'm going to the top of the mountain. You're either going to see me waving from the top or dead on the side. But you know what? I'm not coming down. Right? I'm heading to the top of this thing. Not coming back down. There's no obstacle that I'm going to see that's going to be like, it's not worth me climbing this mountain. It's not worth me going after this dream. I'm just going to slow down and I'm just going to stop right here. I'm going to keep going. You're either going to see me at the top because we're going to make it to the top, or I'm going to die trying, right? Good old 50 Cent, right? Get rich or die trying. That's the name of the game. So what are your goals? What are the things that you're chasing? I hope you're clear on those things. We haven't had a conversation about goals in a few weeks, but that's a big part of it. All this stuff that we talk about, all of these small pieces that add up to your success. Hopefully you have a goal, you have a life that you're trying to achieve, that you're trying to design. In your health, you should have some health goals. You should have some financial goals. You should have some goals in your relationship. You should have some goals in where you spend your time and how you give back and how you operate your character. You should have some goals in the person, the man or woman that you want to be. We all have a little bit of some character flaws here and there, some issues with our character, some things that we got to grow into, right? None of us are perfect. I'm not perfect. There's some areas that we got to grow in, but do you have a vision of what that is for your life? Do you know exactly who that man or woman is that you want to be? What it looks like 10 years from now, what it looks like 15 years from now, because that's your goal. The clearer you get on that, the more you can develop the perseverance to push through the obstacles. I promise you, as somebody that's been in this entrepreneurial space for a little bit of time, it gets tough. And it gets tough to the point that you question why you're doing it. That is natural. No matter how high up this mountain you climb, no matter how long you do it, it gets to a point every once in a while where you're like, why am I putting myself through this? Like, why do I have this stress? Why do I put all of this on my back? Why do I want to do this? And if you're not clear, it's the easiest way to come back down that mountain. If you're not clear, if you get to a rough season in your life and you start asking yourself that question, like, why am I doing this? And you actually don't know why, human nature will cause you to quit. Your brain, remember, your brain is there to protect you. Your brain doesn't like pain. I started this call off. Some of you guys weren't on. I said me and my wife were talking about getting a cold plunge, right? Finding a way to start our morning in a cold plunge. Why? Because there's some health benefits. There's some real benefits to your blood circulation, to your stress levels, to all those types of things. But it's also scary. And my brain, even right now, my brain is talking me out of it every single time I think about it. Every single time I think about it, my brain's talking me out. My brain doesn't want that. My brain doesn't want to sit in 40-degree ice cold water. My brain is like, no, 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 no. That's not what we're doing. That's not what we're doing. And it's going to talk me out of it because my brain is there to protect me, to get me away from pain, to keep me safe. Even though there's a ton of benefits. That's how this happens with your goals, with your dreams. Your brain is there to be like, man, it's not worth you putting in these extra 30 hours a week to build this business, man. You got to sleep, you got kids, you got all these things. Your brain is saying that. So what are the reasons why? What are the goals? How clear are you on those goals? Because that's what's going to keep pushing you. That's what's going to keep you coming back and making sure that you're overcoming those obstacles. So if there's anything to take from today, outside of you all practicing being that comeback artist, practicing overcoming obstacles, practicing having that aggressive mindset, it's really about getting clear on the goal. It's really about getting clear on what you really want and what you're willing to fight for and what you're willing to go through these obstacles for. Is it a loved one? Is it your future children? Is it your grandchildren? Is it yourself? Is it something bigger than you? Is it a dream that God's placed in your mind? Like, what is it that's not going to get you to stop moving in this direction? That's something you got to be clear on. And if you get clear on that, and then you have this mindset of being a comeback artist, your life will change. Your life will change, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to run after our goals. It's too crowded down here at the bottom. It's time to get to the top of this thing. Here's what it says for the action step for today. Identify a goal or a dream in your life that you have given up on and ask this critical thinking question. Is it possible to make a comeback in this area and breathe new life into this old dream? You're a tougher, more competent performer than you were back when you abandoned that dream. Are you good enough to make a comeback now? The obvious answer is yes. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. But you need to identify that goal or dream, and it's time to get after it, ladies and gentlemen, because like I said, it's too crowded down here. Got to get to the top of this thing. I love you guys. I want you to win. You deserve to win. Your families deserve to win. All of you continue to push, do the things that allow you to step out of that comfort zone, because that's how you grow. The more you're in your comfort zone, the less you grow. The more that you push yourself, do the things that are scary, do the things that you don't always like to do, get in that cold plunge, right? I'm going to get there, right? We'll get into that cold plunge. The more we do that stuff, the more we grow into the person that God called us to be. And that's what I want for all of you. So go out there and make it happen. Enjoy your weekend. We're going to come back on Monday. I think Sean is giving the message on Monday. So make sure you guys tap in and lock in with him. And then again, invite some people on. People need to hear this. People want to grow. People want to get better. They just don't know how to do it. They're out there trying to do it themselves. And we need messages like this. We need things to equip us with the hope and the things that we need in order to take our lives to where they want to go, to where we want to go.